Hello all, today we are going to discuss in detail about material management, one of the very important topic in nursing management subject. So why it is considered as important is because when we as nurses, when we are working in the hospital or when we are working as educators in the educational institutions, we have to do the procurement of the materials, and the material management starts from procurement to the flow of materials. So it is concerned with planning, organizing and controlling the flow of materials from their initial purchase through internal operations to the service point through distribution. Or material management is a scientific technique concerned with planning, organizing and control of flow of materials from their initial purchase to destination. This is considered as material management. So the material management is very essential from planning to purchase. Aim: the right quality, right quantity of supplies at the right time and at the right place and for the right cost. So we have to be very careful in doing the procurement of the materials. We have to consider these all things. For that purpose only we are doing the material management. Next is functional areas of material management. So we do the functional areas like purchasing, central service supply, central stores, the print shops, the pharmacy, dietary and linen services. Next we'll see the procurement. Where and all we'll do the procurement is Director General of Supply and Disposal, Medical Stores Depot, that is Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, private or public sector undertakings and receiving donations. From these all sectors we do the procurement of the materials. Next we'll see the inventory control. So inventory control means stocking adequate number and kind of stores so that the materials are available whenever required and wherever required. Scientific inventory control results in optimal balance. So inventory control techniques, there are many techniques being involved in this material management. We have ABC analysis, that is high cost order, moderate cost and low cost orders, and VED analysis, that is vital, essential, desirable analysis, and a fast moving, slow moving and non moving, that is FSN analysis, scarce, difficult and easy, that is SDE analysis, high, medium and low, that is known as HML analysis. So we have a different kinds of analysis, but in this slide we are going to see only the ABC and VED analysis, and in our forthcoming videos we will discuss about other types of analysis. First we will see what is ABC analysis. So ABC analysis helps us in segregating the items from one another and tell us how much value the item is, and controlling it to what extent is in the best interest of organization. The definition is taken from comprehensive textbook of nursing management. So A items represents high cost center, B items represents intermediate cost centers, and C items represent the low cost centers. So next we'll see what are the objectives of ABC analysis. The main objective is to frame the policy guidelines regarding control of item. First of all, items are classified into three classes, that is item A, item B and item C. Expensive items comes under item A. Pareto's theory. According to Pareto's theory, 10% item consumes about 70% of budget group A, and next 20% consume 20% of financial resource group B, and remaining 70% items account for just 10% of the budget. First we'll see the class A items. So A items are rigorous value analysis, rigid estimates, it needs a strict and close watching of the materials, management of items should be done at management level, centralized purchasing and storaging is done, example defibrillator and ventilator. Why? Because it contains high value items and it should have a close watching of all the materials, and this close watching is done in the management level. So next we will see about the B items. So moderate control is needed, purchase based on rigid requirements, reasonably strict watch and control is done, and management is done at middle level. Some of the examples of B items are glucometer and medicines. So it is a moderate cost items. So first we have seen the high cost items A, this is B, and next we will see the C. C is ordinary control measures purchased based on usage estimates, controls exercised by storekeeper itself. Management is done at lower level. So it is decentralized, that is delegated purchasing. Example, paper pins and gauze pieces. So next we'll see the ABC analysis. That is, A is approximately 10% of items, B approximately 20% of items, and C is approximately 70% of items. It is based on the cost value. So annual value is being calculated for procuring any materials, that is A is equal to VQ, where V stands for value or the cost per item, and the Q, it stands for the annual consumption on quantity items. So when we consider about the class A items, the annual consumption will be less. So based on that, we will be identifying the annual value of the particular material. So next is principles of ABC analysis. The analysis depends on its annual consumption value rather than unit cost. The limits for ABC categorizations are not uniform but depends on the size of organization. The inventory as well as the number of item control analysis does not depend on the importance of item, but rather than it is based on material price, material credibility and availability status of the material. It also depends on the degree and characteristics of the controls. Next is procedure for steps for ABC analysis. So first step is to list down all the items, that is based on the annual wise consumption of inventory. Step 2 is rewrite these order in descending order from highest to lowest. Then step 3 is from the list prepare, mark the serial number of items against which the cumulative percentage is done. So next step 4 is, by obtaining all these values, we have to plot a curve with cumulative percentage of annual usage on quantity terms on x-axis and money value on y-axis. So control of ABC analysis, class A item is being controlled by the higher level because due to the high cost orders. Class C is controlled by the lower level and it is being purchased in bulk, and class B, it comes between the A and C. So these all are the control of the ABC analysis. So ABC analysis is based on the cost of all the materials. So A needs a complete higher level control, B requires a moderate level control, and C requires a lower level control, and it can be purchased in bulk for the requirement for the entire year due to the low value of the control. And when we consider about the B, it is a moderate control. So next we'll see a sample of ABC analysis worksheet, that is the annual cost is being arranged in the descending order from highest price to lowest price. So by this we are going to calculate the cumulative cost. So next is advantages of ABC analysis. Investment in inventory control can be maintained, easy to control the wastage of costly items, helps in maintaining safety to the total cost, easy to maintain stock and turnover rate, help to exercise selective control when confronted with large number of items, helps in to pinpoint the obsolete stock. So how much amount of stock is there, we can identify it very easily when we do the ABC analysis. So next we are going to see about the disadvantages, that is proper standardization and codification of inventory items is required. Consider only the money value, not the importance of items for functioning. Periodic reviews becomes difficult if only ABC analysis is recalled. If you are following only the ABC analysis, it is very difficult for us to do that periodical checkup. Next we are going to see the limitations of ABC analysis. When number of items runs into several thousands, it is not convenient to compute and carry out this analysis. So ABC focus on money value, not on the functional importance, such as resulting in shortage of critical terms. So ABC ignores market conditions, market availability, competitions and seasonal variations. So based on the competitions and the seasonal variations, it is not going to affect on the analysis. So only if we follow the ABC analysis, it is difficult for us to procure the material, and it was difficult for us to run the institution based on the material management. Next is applicability of ABC analysis. It is a universal application for fields requiring selective control. So next we'll see about the WED analysis. So WED analysis is simple term known as vital, essential and desirable analysis. So the material is classified based on criticality and that on functional basis. So V is for vital items without which a hospital cannot function. For example, oxygen supply. The its shortage can cause critical situation, and these are stocked adequately to ensure the smooth operation. So E is derived as the essential items without which the hospital or the institution can function but may affect the quality of the services. For example, antibiotics and intravenous fluid bottles. Next, D stands for desirable items, unavailability of which will not interfere with the functioning because they can be easily purchased and as and when required, when they can be stocked. So example, tonics or any vitamins, multivitamins, tablets. So based on the requirement, it is being classified as VED analysis, that is vital, essential and desirable. So V is very vital without which the hospital cannot function. E. Next is control of VED analysis. Category 1 items are the most important ones and require control by the administrator himself. Category 2 is controlled by the officer in charge, and category 3 is controlled by the lower levels, that is storekeepers. So next we are going to see the combination of ABC and VED analysis. We will see in detail about this combination in our forthcoming videos when we discuss about FSN analysis and HML analysis. There we can do the combination of all this ABC and VED analysis. Next we will see about the advantages of VED analysis. So it determines based on the applicability and feasibility, and depending upon the need, the VED analysis we have to stock it up, that is vital, essential and desirable. So it is useful in controlling and maintaining the stocks of various types. So next we'll see the disadvantages. This method is not suitable for when thousands of items are used in production. Vital items are purchased in bulk and hence gets piled up sometimes and increase cost. As we have seen, no, sometimes the desirable items, that is D items, if we are being considered about using it, it can lead to piling up of the items. So next we are going to see the nurse's role in inventory control. So keeping an adequate amount of equipment and supplies in the ward, make sure that equipment and supplies are in good conditions, make sure the equipments and supplies are conveniently located, to delegate someone the responsibility for handling supplies and equipment. Next is responsibility of ward sister, that is sufficient supply of material should be analyzed, material should be in a good condition, checking for misuse and how to minimize it should be done, and educating the ward staff and other healthcare workers in the economical use of materials. So responsible persons are ward in charge, sub in charge and ward sister. So these all the persons will be doing the control of all the items. Next we will see how we are going to do the requisition process in the ward. So intent book, and nowadays we are just intenting in the system. So next is signed by the ward in charge, signed by the HOD, and it is sent to the central store and drug store. Next is in the educational institution, it is being signed by the principal depending upon the need of the health educational institution, is sent to central store and medical store. So next process is the condemnation. So after procurement of all the materials, the last step is, if it is not working properly, we have to go for the condemnation depending upon these criteria. If it is non-functional, and obsolete, functional but obsolete, functional but hazardous, functional but no longer required. So based on this we will do the condemnation process. So we have to do the condemnation as needed. So procedure for condemnation is, you have to verify the records, that is what is the manufacturing date, what is the expiry date, everything. History sheet of equipment should be done, logbook of maintenance and repair should be done, performance record of equipment should be carried out, put up in proper form and with the proper authority. So based on that, this only we will be doing the condemnation procedure. That is, if the repairing process is beyond the economical issue, we will do the condemnation rather than we have to go into the procurement of new items. So it is an important management of tool which will be very useful in getting the right quality and right quantity of supplies at right time. Having good inventory control and adopting a sound method of condemnation and disposal will improve the efficiency of the organization and also make the working atmosphere healthy. Any type of organization, whether it is a private, government, small organization or big organization or household, even a small man should know about the material management. So that's all the material management is. If you have any doubt, kindly drop down your comments or your doubts in the comment section, and also tell me if you want me to take any other topics regarding the management or any other subject related to nursing. We will discuss in detail. And if you like the video, kindly like it, share it and subscribe it. Thank you.